Member for Dawson, federal member for Dawson, is calling on locals to make submissions to the ACCC's Regional Mobile Infrastructure Inquiry. Let's find out why. Andrew Wilcox is with us now. Andrew Wilcox, thanks for your time today.
Morning, Michael. Morning, listeners.
Hope you are with us in a very clear mobile spot wherever you are this morning.
Well, that's a great question, Michael, because I've actually pulled over on the side of the road because I'm about to go through a black spot. Well, actually, it's not even a black spot. We've got some places up here where there's no spots at all. So I've actually pulled over because I've got to go down to a school in Vestiture and the timing sort of didn't work out. So anyway, I'm here and hopefully I'm clear enough.
And as someone who travels a lot through your electorate, how many of those areas have you identified where that connection is not good?
Well, I live in Bowen, which is right in the middle of Dawson, and the main office is in Mackay. Of course, I've got one in Canberra as well. And the phone cuts out 5 times between Bowen and Mackay. So, it's just not acceptable in today's day and age. Technology is a must, and we've got so many people that rely on the digital technology.
That's frustrating for travellers, but what about for people who live and work in some of those affected areas? What do you hear from them?
Yeah, well, it is for travellers on the highway. It's also for public safety as well. Like in times of emergency, it'd be great to be able to make sure that people can make the phone calls. And a lady even travelling in to take the kids to school, on a flat tyre, why not be able to ring the husband or ring the RACQ to get taken care of? I think that's a must. Then of course we've got the farmers. They're using drones. They need data for that, to put out beneficials and to do spraying. And we've got graziers who are using drones and cameras to check their troughs. I don't think that the mobile coverage should only be good for the city. I think it should be a good service for rural and regional Australia as well.
We've talked for many years, people are long aware of those black spots between stretches like, say, Townsville through to Mackay. Is it realistic, given that geography, that we would ever get full connection all the way through?
Well, I think it's very realistic in today's technology to be able to put up some extra towers to actually cover that. And look at how much traffic is on that Bruce Highway. The fact that we've got black spots on the Bruce Highway, that's an absolute disgrace. We're 2023 now. Look, if this was happening in Kedron or in Strathpine or somewhere in Brisbane, there'd be an absolute outcry. So why shouldn't we have the same for rural and regional Australia? I just don't get it.
So how can locals make their voice heard? What should they do?
Well, they can jump on my Facebook page, so Andrew Wilcox MP, and I've got a link on that, and that'll take you straight to the survey. And the survey is going to ask businesses and consumers that are impacted by our lack of mobile coverage, what their suggestions are. It also asks, do they support the provision of mobile roaming during emergencies? So what that's about is like after a cyclone or some of the main statutory antennas are taken out, that the Telstra or a telco will bring in a roaming one, which I think is a necessity. And it's also about, and this is I want to do a shameless plug here, where can mobile coverage be improved? So please, listeners, jump on and the stretch between Townsville and Mackay, on the Bruce, we need to make sure that we've got full data and full telecommunications there 24/7.
As you said, people can do that through your Facebook page, but you're also talking about the ACCC's inquiry into this as well. What sort of submissions could people make there?
Yeah, so that my link on my Facebook page, Andrew Wilcox MP, will take you through to the ACCC, and that's going to inform future government policy decisions, in particular for rural and regional and remote Australia. So, let's get in there. This is our opportunity, everybody, to have a voice and to make sure that we tell people what we actually need up here. Look, we punch well above our weight in terms of what we deliver the economy of Australia. So if people want us to keep doing that, they need to give us the services and infrastructure so we can do it. It's that simple.
Is it a fairly complicated process to get a tower set up and built in an area? What's your understanding of that?
It is. It does take time, but look, I in my previous role as Mayor of the Whitsundays, I lobbied to get a tower down at Duck Creek, which is south of Bowen, and that has now been approved and going through the process, but it takes quite a long time. But, how you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So the first thing is make sure that we let everybody know that we have got issues, on the Bruce and in our area. Then we work out how we're going to fix it, and then we work out how we're going to fund it. But the immediate role for everybody is to make sure that we let the people know in the cities that we need the same services as them and that we need good connectivity and good telecommunications in the bush.
Well, hopefully there is a lot of response from locals about that. As we know, it has been a long-running issue. It's sort of, once upon a time it was really bad. Is it better than it was, or how would you rate it as you travel around, particularly that stretch between Bowen and Mackay?
Yeah, look, it is getting better. It is getting slowly better. Again, in my previous role as mayor, we got one between Bowen and Collinsville that improved that road a lot. But it can certainly get better. And look, with new technology being developed as well, it should be a lot easier for the telcos to be able to do it. I know it's a numbers game, and that's why they tend to look after the cities. But this is our opportunity for all the residents up here to jump on and make their voice heard and make sure that the government fully understands how important telecommunications and data is to us.
Good to get your thoughts on this one today. Thanks for pulling over as well and not going into a black spot for our chat this morning. Andrew Wilcox, all the best.
Thanks very much for your time. All the best, listeners.
That's the member for Dawson there, Andrew Wilcox, and you can find out more information from his Facebook page there, and talking about that ACCC Regional Mobile Infrastructure Inquiry, letting people know exactly where those spots are, where the frustration is, and what's needed to make it better.
Q&A is returning.